No, 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 no. Come on, Lizzo. No, no, no. We are not going to quit. The world does not want Lizzo to quit and remove herself.
Best friend. Girl, Lizzo just announced that she is quitting music. What in the yitty is going on here?
Lizzo has had enough and has decided to call it quits forever. But what is the true reason for Lizzo coming out with this announcement? Some say it's because of the lawsuit some of her dancers filed against her because she was a toxic boss, while others are of the opinion she's doing this all for clout for the launch of her new swimwear line. Well, loves, join me as we uncover the real reason why Lizzo has seemingly decided to quit.
The greatest musician of our generation has just announced on Instagram that she is quitting music altogether. Lizzo made this heartbreaking announcement on Instagram earlier today. She has announced on her Instagram that she is quitting the music industry and blames people lying and bullies online.
So, ever since getting exposed by the lawsuit filed against her by some of her dancers, Lizzo seemingly went quiet. I mean, apart from getting featured on the Barbie movie soundtrack, the last time Lizzo released any of her own music was in 2022. Loves, Lizzo doesn't even tour anymore, it seems like. If you go on her official website, there are no tour dates listed. Well, Lizzo decided to change all that recently when she took to her Instagram to post this lengthy post that read, "I'm getting tired of putting up with being dragged by everyone in my life and on the internet. All I want is to make music and make people happy and help the world be a little bit better than how I found it. But I'm starting to feel like the world doesn't want me in it. I'm constantly up against lies being told about me for clout and views, being the butt of the joke every single time because of how I look, my character being picked apart by people who don't know me, and disrespecting my name. I didn't sign up for this ish. I quit." Y'all, one thing that wasn't clear on Lizzo's post was exactly what she was quitting. Was she quitting music or quitting caring what people online were saying about her? No one really knew. However, people online quickly started digging around, and turns out Lizzo's post came out just a day after a lawyer representing her former dancers who were suing her came out and called Lizzo out for performing at a rally for Joe Biden. Y'all, it turns out that this was not only the lawyer who was pissed off by Lizzo's performance. A lot of people aren't huge fans of Lizzo right now because they allege that although Lizzo has been fighting in public for body positivity, in reality, she was the one who was shaming her dancers for how they looked. Attorney Ron Zambrano, who is representing Lizzo's former dancers in the lawsuit, even issued a statement saying, "It's a joke that Lizzo would say she's being bullied by the internet when she should instead be taking an honest look at herself. Her latest post is just another outburst seeking attention and trying to deflect from her own feelings as she continues to blame everyone else for the predicament she's in. Lizzo's legal and public relations strategy is a failure, so she is desperately trying to play the victim. She has thrown these childish tantrums before. No one actually believes she is quitting music."
Apparently Lizzo is quitting. I'm not really sure exactly what it is she's quitting, if she means she's quitting social media or she's quitting music. It's a real shame what's happened with Lizzo over the last year. I really liked Lizzo up all until all that stuff came out about her being abusive to her workers. Allegedly, don't sue me. To be fair, that hasn't been adjudicated in court yet, so she hasn't really had the chance to defend herself. I always err on the side of the people who aren't in power, because people in power are the ones who abuse those under them. Allegedly. We don't know for sure if that's the case. Like I said, she hasn't really spoken on it since it happened. She kind of disappeared for a while.
Now, Lizzo's statement drew a lot of mixed reactions. Most of them were supportive, asking her not to quit, and the rest were people who seemed not to care. Just take a look at these. "Lizzo, I love your look and your music. You are beautiful and brave. One of my favorite things to do is listen to your music with my 7-year-old and have our dance parties. Please don't give up on your dreams and let them win. You got this, baby." Are you quitting because you don't want to deal with the internet, or are you running away from your cases? I'm confused. I think that everybody needs to leave her. I think she's an amazing artist. She tells it like it is, and I think she has a lot of heart and soul into her music, and she has helped many women deal with their relationship issues and self-esteem. And I think she is awesome, and I'm sorry she's quitting because she is one of the best artists I have seen in a long time. Give it a few months and there will be a new Redemption or I'm Back album. Attention seeking so. Your music is some of the best girl power music I have ever heard. Women need that positive energy. You make so many women feel better about themselves. Screw the haters. Keep doing you, girl. Girl, we don't care.
So again, we don't really exactly know what she means by I quit, but it's hard for me at least not to feel a little bit of empathy for her and sympathy to think about how overwhelming it can be to be just like hated on like that all the time. That's where I struggle, because it's like I think about all the hate people send toward her, especially for being fat. And then I think about the allegations that were made where people that were working for her were being fat shamed and denigrated. Allegedly!
Now, coincidentally or not, just a few days after saying she was quitting, on her Instagram, Lizzo also announced that she was launching a new line of swimwear through her brand Yitty.
Girl, okay, you tan enough. Let's go. Get the aloe vera. Let's go. They ready. Come on, Yitty. Yitty, 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 yitty. Swimwear.
I don't know about you, Luvs, but after close to a year of going under the radar and then boom, Lizzo announces she is quitting, but then doesn't say exactly what she's quitting, and then announces launching a new product, Lizzo can't blame people for assuming it was all clout chasing before her product launch. And Luvs, the irony is that Lizzo herself said people were using her name for clout, and then she turned around and did the same thing a few days later. And a lot of people saw right through Lizzo's marketing ploy and decided to call her out on it. Y'all, this caused Lizzo to come out with a video clarifying that she wasn't quitting music, rather she was quitting giving the negative attention she was receiving attention.
I want to make this video because I just need to clarify. When I say I quit, I mean I quit giving any negative energy attention. What I'm not gonna quit is the joy of my life, which is making music, which is connecting to people. Because I know I'm not alone. In no way, shape, or form am I the only person who is experiencing that negative voice that seems to be louder than the positive. If I can just give one person the inspiration or motivation to stand up for themselves and say they quit letting negative people win, negative comments win, then I've done even more than I could have hoped for. With that being said, I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to keep being me. Once again, I just want to say thank you. The love that I've received, whew, means more than you know.
Lizzo followed that video up with a lengthy post on her story that talked about how she let people steamroll her for so long and now she was done. It read, "You've been allowing your self-doubt and rumination to get in the way of birthing your dream life and abundance. You've allowed people to steamroll you for too long in the name of keeping the peace. We know deep down that a strong sign like you doesn't put up with the bullies. It's time to stop playing the people pleaser and start getting reconnected to your true nature. You were always meant to be a living, breathing reality check for those who prey on the innocent. Lucky for you, you won't have to do much work this time, except to hear news about justice serving the same people who looked down on you not too long ago in ways that seem too good to be true. Don't worry, this is for the greater good, and you're about to flourish in your love life and finances. Some toxic people need to just learn a lesson in what it means to watch the underdog come out on top." Now, it's funny that Lizzo brought up the issue of toxic people and getting justice because the lawsuit filed against her isn't looking good for her right now. A few weeks ago, a judge denied Lizzo's request to have her lawsuit dismissed. According to the judge, it turns out there are some credible allegations in the lawsuit that might find their way to court, and this might land Lizzo in a lot of trouble. According to the lawsuit, there was one incident where Lizzo pressured her dancers to attend an adult dancing show in Amsterdam's infamous red light district. While there, Lizzo allegedly forced them to do all sorts of crazy things, including eating a banana from a dancer's body. Lizzo even started leading chants, pressuring her crew to touch the lewd dancers. Luvs, one time Lizzo allegedly forced her dancers to re-audition for over 12 hours continuously so that they could keep their jobs. All this happened because Lizzo thought that they had been drunk before they went on stage to perform, a claim the dancers strongly denied. The dancers claimed that they were lied to and believed that they were going for an 8-hour rehearsal that turned out to be a 12-hour re-audition. Apparently, the atmosphere in the re-audition was so tense that one dancer was afraid to excuse herself to use the bathroom and eventually ended up soiling herself. You guys, the story gets even worse. The following day, Lizzo accused her dancers of being drunk, and when they denied it again, Lizzo mocked them by telling them that if they weren't drunk, then they weren't good dancers. One of the dancers was then fired by Lizzo's tour manager 5 days later. When other dancers tried to question publicly why their colleague was fired, Lizzo allegedly held another meeting and told her dancers that she has eyes and ears everywhere.
Was I pressured to touch a nude performer? Yes. Was I brought into a private meeting where I was kind of interrogated about my personal matters and ended up having to share very personal things about myself regarding my weight? Yes. Were we pressured to do an excruciatingly long rehearsal that turned into a re-audition for the job that we already booked? because apparently we weren't doing good enough. Yes, that is true. Did I unfortunately go to the bathroom on myself on stage because I was so terrified? Yes.
Now, one dancer recorded the meeting on her phone, something she claimed to do very often because she had a medical condition that Lizzo and her management team knew about. On learning that specific meeting was recorded, Lizzo allegedly called an emergency meeting and asked her security to confiscate all her dancers' phones. Lizzo was reportedly very angry and said that she would go room by room if she had to, until she found out who recorded the meeting. This made the dancer come out and reveal that she was the one who recorded the meeting because of her condition. She then told Lizzo that she had already deleted the video, but Lizzo didn't believe her and started insulting her, and then eventually fired her.
You allege that Lizzo intended to hit you at one point after you resigned. Do you really think that she was going to resort or could resort to physical violence?
She actually balled up her fists like this to me. She started cracking her knuckles, and she was like, "You're so effing lucky that basically I'm not gonna hit you." Her best friend, who's also one of the dancers, had to jump out of the couch and physically hold her back from coming and hitting me. So yes, I do believe that if she wasn't held back by that dancer, she would have hit me.
Luvs, to make things worse, Lizzo was also hit with another lawsuit from her former designer, who alleged that Lizzo created a racist work environment while they were on tour. The designer alleged that during her time working for Lizzo, Lizzo made fat-phobic and racist remarks towards her and her team. She was even allegedly denied access to medical care, leading her to develop anxiety and PTSD. In a statement to NBC News, the designer recalled the horrifying things she underwent working for Lizzo by saying, "I felt like I was living in a madhouse. It was totally shocking. I was listening to this black woman on this huge stage have this message of self-love and caring for others and being empathetic and being strong and standing up for others. And I was witnessing myself, the dancers, and the background vocalists from my local team in every city be her and bullied regularly." Y'all, this story gets even crazier. Allegedly, the designer was told never to interact with Lizzo directly. She was then told not to dress attractively around Lizzo because Lizzo would get jealous. Now, the judge listening to Lizzo's lawsuits did throw out some cases he felt had no merit, and Lizzo and her lawyers seemed to enjoy that very much. Lizzo's spokesman issued a statement afterward saying, "We are pleased that Judge Epstein wisely threw out all or part of the 4 plaintiffs' causes of action. Lizzo is grateful to the judge for seeing through much of the noise and recognizing who she is, a strong woman who exists to lift others up and spread positivity. We plan to appeal all elements that the judge chose to keep in the lawsuit and are confident we will prevail."
This morning, Lizzo responded to the lawsuit on Instagram, writing, in part, "The sensationalized stories are coming from former employees who have already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate and unprofessional. I take my music and my performances seriously because at the end of the day, I only want to put out the best art that represents me and my fans. With passion comes hard work and high standards."
Now, of course, there are many conflicting stories about Lizzo right now. On the one hand, she is this champion of body positivity who is using her platform to uplift millions. And on the other hand, people close to her allege that Lizzo is, in fact, the opposite of that. To make it worse, it seems like Lizzo is the embodiment of the same thing she is fighting against. Now, it has to be said that all of these accusations against Lizzo are alleged, but considering the judge looked at the lawsuit and decided that it should go ahead, that makes me think there has to be some serious evidence somewhere. On top of all that, Lizzo is now seemingly resulting in clout chasing to promote her products. Like, is this what it has gotten to with Lizzo? Y'all, let me know what you think about Lizzo and this whole situation she has found herself in. I mean, it's not right, but it has seemed to work. Now, everybody is talking about Lizzo's new product. Loves, let me know your comments down below, and don't forget to check out my other videos to ensure you're up to date with the latest tea. Till next time, bye love!